everybody.
Welcome to our unapologetic era, where we are clearly not ready.
I'm having issues today. Sorry.
Both of us are having issues today.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Nothing's lining up today. It's okay.
I do like that top. That's cute. And I'm such a denim on denim girl. I love it.
This is when we went to Nashville. I bought it for Nashville when we went to Nashville last time.
Wait, did I didn't see you in it though.
Yeah, I wore it with the skirt and the
Oh,
boots.
did you?
The high boots.
Oh yeah, that's when y'all went to dinner that night
Yeah.
without me.
Yeah, that's what this is from.
Well,
You know I'm a free people junkie. It's so bad.
I am getting better and better at finding the dupes. Ugh, love a good.
But
Free
this is
People
not
dupe.
like, how do you find, like, that's, I don't know. I guess you could if I looked hard enough and I just didn't feel like it.
Do you know how to do it? Where you take the picture of it, and then you go to Amazon, you upload the picture,
Yeah.
and then it finds. But even better than that, you can do it on Shein too,
Oh.
and then Shein finds the dupes also, and that is the only way I shop now because I can only shop for $4 shirts anyway. This is from a thrift store in Nashville, and I remember when I got it, the friend that was with me was like, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I wear it all the time. I love it.
And it's, I'd be honest with you, it's a good texture thing, and men are going to be appealed to that so much because they just want to touch you.
Well,
I mean, like, it's the truth. Like, they're going to be like, oh, she's so fluffy.
this is probably an area I should not draw attention to if I like touching wise. It is what it is.
All right, we'll get our shit together eventually, one day at a time.
Eventually is a good way to put it.
I don't know. We're on episode 16 now, so we have an interesting.
Ah, sweet 16.
Aww.
Oh, gosh.
We should celebrate. We need a cake. Should have balloons.
Oh, speaking of,
A cake?
tomorrow I turn 135.
Nah, you're still younger than me, so it's
Pretty
okay.
sure that's why I cut the bangs, because I'm having a midlife crisis. See how well the bangs are working out.
I thought they looked fine, but styling them's a whole nother scenario.
Well, I looked like I had a helmet on, you know.
You gotta get them
We'll
perfect.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Our moms had the bang era. They could tell you how to style
Ooh,
them.
why hasn't that come back, by the way? How come everything has come back from the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, but we have not had spaghetti bangs? Remember how you rolled the wand, then you rolled the back, and then you teased them?
That's what it's called?
I called them spaghetti bangs. I don't know what it's actually called, but I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know it had a name. I was like,
Man,
what are-
those were the Club La Vila days.
Oh, I miss Club La Vila.
Those were the days.
Let's do a side note story really quick because this
Which
topic.
one?
So we're in Club La Vila when I was 16 and you were 15. We're in Club La Vila, right? Dancing off. I'm with this dude, and I actually ended up dating him for a good while. We ended up living 30
Is the
minutes.
chicken cutlets on?
Yes. So back then I'm weighing 100 pounds. I have no boobs whatsoever. So I'm wearing these little chicken cutlets in there that are just like, whew, pushing them nice and up. And we're dancing. We're going hard, sweating our asses off in Club La Vila. And
We were sweating, yeah.
they fall out.
Onto the ground.
Onto
No,
the
I thought it was
ground.
just one that fell out.
Yeah, they fell out onto the ground.
And then we had to look for it.
Yeah, because there's so many damn people and it's so dark. And we're like, I can't, these are like $200. Like,
Yeah, because this was when they first came out. Like, so this was like a luxury item back in the day.
this
And
is from my pageant days. So I had them for
Yes.
pageants and it was.
And it literally looked like a raw chicken breast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Those were good times. So that Club La Vila.
But you know what ended up
It's
happening?
Is it Spinnaker? Spinnaker. That was.
I don't even know what it is. What?
No, there was one next door called.
Oh, but I ended up picking them off the floor, and you ended up wearing them.
Because believe it or not, I did not have a chest at all. I was literally built like a little boy, and I used to pray every night. Dear Lord Jesus, please just give me a full C. All I want is a full C. Please give me a full C. With that being said, this is not because I went and paid for it.
You
This
prayed a
is-
little too
this is
hard.
because my mother put me on birth control. And one day, sitting in chemistry class, my friend sitting behind me, my male friend sitting behind me goes, "You have big boobs." And I was like, not a thing for me. I do not have big boobs. In fact, no boobs at all. And he was like, "No, you got big boobs." And that's whenever I was like, maybe I should graduate from the B cup bra that my grandmother bought me from Walmart.
An upgrade. Anyway, we progress to our boobage.
Maybe I should spend more time praying to God because it worked.
God knows the way. He'll guide you.
Boobs.
To the
He made a way
boobies.
to big boobs.
So terrible.
It's so terrible that I actually prayed for it, and now here I am, and people are gonna probably say, whatever, whatever.
You get what you ask for.
Mm, mm,
Anyway.
Not always.
You get what God intends you to have.
Dear Lord Jesus, I need $100,000.
You get that wasn't intended for you. You don't get that.
Well, my Italian side of the family did intend the chest, so
Yeah.
I'll blame them. The only thing I got from being Italian is short and big chested.
Voluptuous.
Curvy is what we like to call it.
Fluffy. I'm fluffy, so I'm sorry.
Hey, have you gotten on the mid-size TikTok?
What is that?
The mid-size people, they're like, I'm mid-size. So they're not like thin and they're not overweight.
Yeah,
They
but
call
they're still
themselves-
smaller than me. Even
I don't know. That's why I asked. Because if you go down this rabbit hole, I don't know what mid-sized is. And what am I looking at? Am I looking at somebody who looks like a size 10, but it's really a size 6? Like they're the same size as me? Or am I looking at somebody who is a 6 that looks like a 10 on camera? I don't know. It's so confusing. You need to check it. And I don't know why I care.
I don't, because
I guess I don't. I guess I care because I'm like, is that what I need to be watching? I don't know.
Your algorithm's all fucked up.
Well, remember, I deleted. So, yeah.
You gotta start over. Mine was all messed up too when they came back. It was so messed up. I was like, what is this?
When people say they built their For You page brick by brick, I'm like, what? I don't have a brick to start with.
It'll come back. It takes a couple weeks. It'll come back, I promise. Mine did. Mine's normal now.
Oh, okay.
But I don't, just a side note, I don't see a lot of people I saw on my For You page anymore. It's a whole new people. All new people. My people I used to love never came back on my...
Or did you follow them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Never
okay.
unfollowed them. But anyway, side note. Well, that's interesting you bring up to TikTok because
Yes. Yeah.
we have both been down a rabbit hole now. I went down this rabbit hole about 4 months ago, so I've actually experimented and done
And
the
she
full...
didn't mention it to me.
Sorry. I did the full circle around of my rabbit hole, and
All I'm gonna say is that when I get one video and I'm like, Ashley, blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh yeah, I've known about that.
yeah, I did that already. I'm sorry. All right, my daddy.
Well, we know who loves who more.
But it's the histamine intolerance situation
Yeah.
correlated to PMDD or your ovulation or I don't know.
Okay, so this is how I came across it. And I know you've already been on the rabbit hole, so you know how deep it can go.
Oh, yeah.
But I came across it actually not on TikTok. I came across it on Instagram, but it led me to TikTok. But it was a doctor who said, I'm not giving medical advice because I'm not allowed to, but she said this is scientifically true that with PMDD, which is extreme PMS, you can have really bad symptoms like brain fog, obviously like body aches and stuff, headaches. But
yeah, skin, itching, hives, respiratory issues, gut health, vascular, so dizziness, fading migraines, like anxiety, brain fog,
your body is falling apart.
joint pain, breast pain.
Oh, I wonder why I don't like people.
So like it's this small little thing, histamine intolerance that we fucking never knew anything about.
So apparently if you take a Pepcid, it'll cure it. If it is a histamine problem. So it's not a hormonal problem. If it's actually a histamine problem. Now, the part that I can't really speak on because I'm not sure about it and I should have done a little bit more research is that apparently if you have PMDD, it can cause your histamine to be worse. Maybe. I'm saying that as
well, yes.
think I heard
so that. You are right. Your histamine and your estrogen levels go kind of hand in hand. Again, not medical advice. Don't listen to me. I just know what I know.
TikTok.
That's my medical.
Better than Google.
I don't go to the doctor anymore. I just TikTok it. So it's a correlation. So if one escalates, one decreases, one decreases. So those are what you're talking about. It actually is a legit thing. Estrogen and histamine go hand in hand.
Okay. So then it also, once I started going down the TikTok rabbit hole, it said that if you have PTSD, you have the same, which that's what I struggle with is the brain fog has been with me for I don't know how long now. And I just keep blaming everything else. In fact, the doctor in the original video that I watched, she said she did the same thing, that she kept blaming the fact that she just wasn't taking good care of her body. She's like, I need to drink more. I need to exercise more. I should not just eat like girl dinners. I need to eat like a full like dinner. And so it was very interesting to hear her say those things because every day I go, well, if I would just be nicer to my body. But it can actually help with the PTSD symptoms also.
Yeah.
If it is a histamine reaction that you're having.
Correct.
I have to say I have not tried it yet.
I don't think you've reached the level that I reached with perimenopause.
They keep trying to tell me my numbers are normal, and I'm like,
Yeah, mine ain't normal. They ain't nothing normal. So, like, I am ahead of you in that game. Like, I am officially perimenopausal.
well, it has been over a year since I've had my numbers checked.
So that affecting, again, my estrogen level, which is affecting my histamine level,
Mm-hmm.
which is creating an intolerance. And so, once you hit that 40 range, ladies, I'm not gonna joke. Like, and I'll see again TikTok rabbit hole. Legitimately, I'm not the only one. You literally go psycho. Like, there is
Ah,
no rationalization of
all of a
anything.
sudden, I was just so tired.
That's where it starts. You're on your. That's the first thing. The
Like,
tired.
and it's a I don't give a fuck tired. It's a like, I'm tired and I don't give a fuck that I'm tired and leave me alone.
Yeah,
Leave me alone. And I've never been so I don't give a fuck before.
you're step one.
And it's not a I don't give a fuck like I'm chill. It's a I don't give a fuck, don't get in my space.
Yeah, it's an emotional, mental. I don't
God,
give a fuck.
dear
Not
God, I'm sorry. I am, but I've been saying this for years. I am a stereotypical middle-aged white female when it comes to driving.
what? What does that even mean?
Anybody who knows. There is not a curb I have not met. There is not a tail light I haven't touched with my bumper. Yeah, I am a distracted driver 1000%, and it's only getting worse the more middle-aged I get.
Well, you have, I think, middle age correlation, but also the older you get, the older your kids get, the older your family dynamic gets. There's more shit to keep in your head on a constant basis. And I hate to say it, getting behind a wheel when there's already so much shit in your head.
That's where I do my best thinking.
But that's not good because then you're,
I don't know how I get from A to B, but it's where I do my best thinking.
when you don't remember how you drove to somewhere, which way you went, it's not.
Now, the worst is whenever I'm like, ah, shit, I wasn't going there. And that does happen to me. I did it the other day. I did it yesterday. I did it. I'm driving from the gym to my house, and I made a U-turn. And I went, why the heck did I just make a U-turn? Like, where am I going? And then I got stuck in a bus line, and I'm like, gosh, dang it, I'd be home by now. I literally made a U-turn and didn't know why. I don't know what thought I had, but
I just don't think, like, I mean, men can't, it's not something men can, I don't know what changes
they're so
hormonally.
literal.
They just have a testosterone level difference per se, but there's like 5 or 6 hormones that women have to adjust to, including testosterone, like a man does, when you start getting that midlife point. I mean, progesterone. I can't ever say these names.
I don't mind the idea of like being older for like looks reasons, but I don't want to feel bad. And it, where was I? Just recently, all I did, I was with my ex-mother-in-law, and we were putting her Christmas decorations up, and I stepped up a like maybe 18-inch step. And I went, oh. And she goes, I told you it's going to start hurting. And I was like, okay, you're right. I don't know why that just hurt my hip to step up 18 inches.
I'm gonna be on it, like, and also affects sexual, because then it's like it's harder to be on top when your hips start
At
hurting.
what point do you allow yourself to start gasping for air?
What?
And you don't pretend that you're not
Oh,
gasping for air.
right.
This is also why reverse cowgirl is the best. Because nobody knows what your fucking face looks like whenever you're faced backwards.
Oh, we talk about that men being on top and everything just droops down and it's just terrible.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a good point.
Oh, reverse cowgirl is. What's your favorite? Anytime I'm asked, what's your favorite position? Reverse cowgirl. I'll start it and I'll finish it that way.
You don't even have to finish the sentence. Oh, that's
I'll
funny.
give you the ride of your life as long as you can't see my face.
It's so fact when you get older and everything
Yeah.
just starts drooping.
Yeah. Plus, you know what? I think it might be prettier. Everything might be prettier from that angle.
Oh yeah, because men are visual creatures. So I mean, it's obviously it's a visual thing.
And you would think if I asked a guy, are you a tit or an ass guy, that I would rather them be a, but no, because it's not as pretty. Just saying, sorry. I am single, sorry.
We got off.
Single and not feral right now. But that also reminds me, too, also on the TikTok thing, we talked about a friend of mine posted a video yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, or I might have sent it to you, about men feeling lonely.
Oh yeah.
And how it can be contributing to some of the realization that I came to since I've been single, which is that men just are acting like weenies. And they've lost that camaraderie and they need that back in their lives. We need to not be crazy. I get that. That's fine. Like, I understand that and we're working on it. But I need
side
my
note, it's kind of hard to work on when you're going.
but I need my
through.
man to be stable. And what can I do to help support him being stable is go out and spend time with your friends. Like I said yesterday, I'm like, go win a race. Like, go foot race somebody and win, motherfucker, win. I need you to win because I need you to come home and let me cry in your chest because I'm crazy. So I do see that he made a really good point, and I was like, thank you so much for saying this, because I've been saying go get your testosterone checked because I know so many men at my age are having this hormonal fluctuation,
Right.
but it may not even be that. It may not be that. It might just be that you need a friend.
Yeah, that when we talk, there's so much when Josh was on here. There's so much pressure on them to be this XYZ. You need to provide. You need to be stability support. You need to be the heavy load per se,
But you
physically.
got to think too, like, we do more work from home, which means that we're isolated and we're not building relationships in the workplace.
You're not getting vitamin D.
Right, with that, and but the men in themselves, they have all that pressure, but they have nowheres to decompress just in natural everyday life unless they are going out of their way to figure out something,
Right.
because we're not connected like we used to be. We're on our phones. We don't have conversations like we used to have. We don't have interactions. How often do we have lunch meetings? Like where people would just be like, hey, we're going to get together. You don't. You send emails. You send text messages. You have a phone call. You don't sit down and have conversations with people and build relationships like you used to. And I think that is contributing to our men struggling with their stability. Let's just say it, their stability.
Yeah. And well, again, we used to joke all the time in the restaurant, and when a very bitchy woman would come in and we're like, she's overworked and underfucked. And I think we're all at that.
That is what's going on with the men.
Yeah, you're all a guy, and we're overworked, and
This is probably really terrible of me to say, but it is true. I was on the phone with a male friend last night, and he was telling me how anxious he was about being on a guest on a podcast. And I was like, you should have masturbated before you went. And he was like, I probably should have. And I'm like, I would have chilled you out. It's a dude thing. It's not like it wouldn't work the same for me.
right.
But it definitely would have taken the edge off for you.
Their bodies were completely different. God, we got way off topic. Kind of, sorta. I don't know. We're
It
full.
has everything to do with everything we deal with on a daily basis.
Right.
In our surface level lives. And my single life is quite lame. It's lame. Let's just be honest. It's lame.
Well, you have a lot of J names in your circle right now. You know what they say about J names. J names are supposed to be really bad. You ever seen those TikToks?
Okay.
If his name starts with J, then something shit.
Yeah, it's not legit. I'm trying to think of any actual J's that have given me any trouble in my life. None of them started with a J.
Jonathan?
But I've had a lot of other, alphabet letters. Lots of trouble.
A to Z. Here we go.
A to Z. We probably hit like 22. Missed the vowels.
I don't know. Do we want to circle back around? I can tell y'all what because she just found this rabbit hole and I've been down in it months ago. So yeah, there's like
You tried it.
I tried it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you what happened. So I started with the Pepsid and an actually allergy. I think it was what the hell, Zantac. I don't know. Something similar like Claire, something like that. Because there's H1 blockers and H2 blockers.
Oh yeah, Zyrtec was in the mix.
There
too.
we go, Zyrtec. So there's like two different blockers, and one correlates to each one to figure out why. I can tell you, taking something over the counter did not work for me. It did not. The regular over the counter.
Do you think it has anything to do though with the other, like the stroke?
Well, I can tell you when I went actually to my PCP, and she gave me a prescription level histamine blocker.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Huge difference.
Oh my freaking God.
This is another thing. You did not tell me that you lost your brain fog and didn't share this information with me. Not fair.
And y'all, if y'all started with us from day one, you could always see my wheels are turning, or I have to read, and we've talked about this. Like, my short-term memory was pretty much gone after the stroke for a good amount of time. And I will tell you, having this prescription histamine block is, I feel 100% that I did before the stroke. As that's some kind of like stream of how,
I'm going to buy Pepsid AC when I leave here.
but that didn't work for me. I don't know if it just wasn't strong enough, that the histamine level was just so outrageous.
Oh, they also mentioned if you're on an SSRI, which I've
what's
been
that
on
one? I didn't see that one.
I've been on an SSRI for 20 years. So what? I don't remember what the correlation was, but they're like, if you're on an SSRI, you could possibly have histamine issues too.
Because that affects brain chemistry and serotonin release.
Mm-mm.
So that could be a hormone correlating to.
I think it was the
reproductive.
doctor lady that said it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going. I think I might upload her. We might do a short or something with her video on YouTube. That way, it can be, y'all can relate to it, or whatever it's called. You can watch what we're talking about, because it's like 2.5 minutes long, so it's too long for us to share here. But it is really interesting, and she's very relatable in the way she speaks about it. But she's also a doctor, so she does have the science and the education.
Yeah, and there's other ones too that go way more extensive than her that you can totally watch. And but you see these stories of these women, they're like, I was in a really bad mood and I was really pissed off. Oh wait, I took a Pepsid, or I took a Zyrtec, and I was like, I'm so magical now.
You and I talked about the women that have like murdered people.
Oh, I say this all the time. I'm glad you brought this up. I say this all the time, is that I'm convinced that the whole prison system of women, their crimes were only committed during certain periods of their cycle.
Dear Lord, I do not want to go to jail or to prison, but I can only imagine what their conversations are like.
Right. I really think their crimes, if you could, someone do a study for me, or find me a study, send me a study of correlation of women in their cycle when the time they committed their crimes. Because I'm pretty sure people murdering people was happening during her cycle of, there's a lot of aggression.
I did it just the other day. Like I was just sitting on my couch and I'm like, the walls are pissing me off. I'm like, I don't like the color of the walls, and I'm like, that's a hormonal reaction. That's not normal.
Or the picture's just angled just a
I have
degree
this, yeah.
off. Or there's a fingerprints all over my damn mirror in my living room. Or there's, again, someone spilling coffee on the floor. Like, I just need you guys to realize, it's not that we're not recognizing what's happening physically with our bodies, but I don't think medically we're to the point that they can help women regulate.
I think they can. I think they're holding us back. I think it's part of the plan.
So we figured out on our own, taking fucking Pepsid is what our solution is. Like, screw you, doctors. I'm going to figure this out on my own. But I will absolutely, I went and got a prescription level histamine, and I am pre-stroke 100%. And it's so baffling.
So we're not going to be gazing off into the distance anymore?
I can't promise.
Yeah, I love it whenever she said, now I do this thing where I like have this blank stare, and I'm like, I've been doing that my whole life. What are you talking about? That's called ADHD for me. I have moved on to a new subject in my head.
No, my husband tells me after the stroke, because it did step me back a huge lot, and he had to step up and take on a lot of responsibility, and he's like, no, you're just a normal human now. And I'm like, I don't want to be. I want my superpower back. I don't want to be normal.
Like, I got a degree in that, and I'm like, I did cardio yesterday.
I'm like, I got a degree yesterday. Don't worry about me. And obviously, I'm using them all very wisely.
Asked me yesterday, they're like, have you thought about having a psychologist on as a guest? And I was like, I'm pretty sure Ashley has a degree in that.
Yes, I do. Do you need me to list them all? Because it's pretty intense. No.
But don't worry, she doesn't help me because she doesn't even tell me about the Pepsid. So not helpful at all.
That's because I don't have such a small circle, and I forget who I tell.
I did add you, and we haven't actually used it, which I mean, I know I don't need to be staying away from this anyway, but it would be fun just for chits and giggles fun. But I did add you as my matchmaker on the Facebook dating thing.
You're going to show me how to figure that out? What? I don't, it's not there. I
don't know how to do it either. I was like, why haven't I been getting any matches?
I'll get on it. I'll get on it tomorrow.
They all seem great in the pictures and whatever else. I mean, the ones that don't are like, that's bad. That's really bad.
They didn't have guidance. I'm telling y'all, go follow Matthew Hussey. He will literally tell you, You
Oh, I
have a
got
picture of yourself by yourself. You have a picture with your friends, a picture with a hobby, and a picture with a pet if you have one. You got to diverse as much as possible.
this old lady posted one time. She was like, I think that dating apps should require you to update your picture every 30 days. And I was like, look, I take a lot of pictures of myself, but most people don't. That wouldn't be very fair.
Or at least every 6 months.
Well, let's say a year.
That'd be a good number.
And
Yeah.
especially at our age, we really don't change that. I don't think we change. Our look doesn't change that much in a year at this point.
No, it doesn't. And I've told you this before when I was on dating apps that I would show up and they were very appreciative that I actually looked like my picture. Because
Oh,
apparently it's
yeah.
a big problem.
Apparently it is.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there's so many things I want to say, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Who cares anymore?
Well,
Bring on the trouble.
it's just, those Facebook people, they don't like me. They don't like me. And then I go look at their Facebook and I'm like, who are you? Like, who are you?
I love the ones that you send me on those Facebook and they're like, this dude said this. I'm like, he has 9 friends. Like, there's literally.
There's one that's been harassing me in the last 24 hours. And like, I don't know what his plan is or what his point is. I'm not going to block him though, because I think that might be what he's trying to get at. But we have 92 mutual friends and I'm about to start being like, who is this person? And why is he bothering me?
92 is a lot. I don't even have that many mutual friends with my husband.
And he's younger. I mean, he's not cute, but he's not ugly. Like, I don't know why he's bothered. I don't know why he's so bothered by me. But he has gone in and he has put multiple comments under all of my videos saying that I just suck. You're pathetic. Somebody needs to stop this woman. Or, I get called a lady. Like, you need to go read them. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. And I was like, could you just go? I told him, I said, could you just go away?
That's an internal issue for him.
And he was like,
It's a control.
He said no. I'm like,
He got mommy issues. Something degraded him at some point in time heavily, and he got some issues.
this is my
now.
page. Like, you came on my page and you're commenting under my stuff that you don't like me. You could have just unfollowed
He
me.
really, he's probably a virgin that just sits in his room all day long because he has no correlation to be able to communicate with women.
I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's like kindergarten and that's how you flirt. I don't know.
Oh, if they hate you.
Oh, then I got this one other guy that he's like doing the same thing. He's being an ass in all the comments. But then in my DMs, he's like, I'm just giving you a hard time. You want to go on a date? I'm like, what the hell?
That's like comedic relief giving me a hard time.
I'm like, what? Could you just stay out of my comments?
Why don't you just start scheduling dates and not show up? See what happens.
That would be easy.
Just be like, yeah, I'll go out with you.
Well, I went on a date last week.
It did, and he seems great.
It was nice.
He's nice. So far so good. That's just a J name, I'm pretty sure, so that fits with your circle right now.
Also, yeah, young, but that's how I like them. I
As long as I don't.
can't get a guy my age to go out with me that's decent. Like, I really would like to. I actually was on that date thinking, this is fun. This is great. And I'm just putting myself right back in the same position I was in before.
I think in your scenario, I think it's okay to date younger if they don't
15
want kids.
years?
If they don't want kids.
Yeah. Which is one of the
I
first
think it
things I asked.
suffices. As long as their expectations are met and knowing that this is where I'm at and you're at this level and we're okay. I
Mhm.
don't see a problem with the age thing. I feel like children's what causes the issue.
Do you think it makes me less of a good partner because I can't stand to cook?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I won't. I'm not saying I won't cook. I'm saying I just really don't enjoy it. And I'm not good at it.
You have to find a man that's acceptable of it. Which probably
They
means
all
that
say they are at the beginning.
and then nothing. It'd be a man that probably had his mom feed him majority of fast food and he doesn't know any different.
Well, I had one of those. I actually cooked a lot for Taylor. Like, I cooked a lot for him.
Food prepping.
And I probably should go back to just cook. Like, I would spend Monday cooking and cleaning, like, and preparing him for his week.
Nice.
I took good care of him.
See, then you're fine. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it again. Been there, done that.
I mean,
Didn't do me any good.
yeah, my relationship, we split everything pretty equally. There's no, at the beginning of the week, it's like, I bought groceries for XYZ, you bought groceries for XYZ, you're in charge these days, I'm in charge these days. Expectations are always
Do
equally.
I have a calendar on the wall?
No, no, but expectations are always, it's all about managing the other person's expectations. We got to stay on the same page. So
I
there's
am
no
learning to
arguments
just
or-
not have expectations.
There are scenarios you have to do that, I agree. You have to
Okay,
just not have
how do you not have
expectations.
expectations but still see red flags?
Well, that's easy.
But is it?
Well, Some of the people you sent me, I Googled, and I'm like, he was arrested for this.
Oh, yes, that's easy. I'm talking about just like your average person who might not be good for you. Like they're not a bad person. They're just, or they might just be like a cheater or something.
I think you have boundaries and expectations set for yourself that you don't realize you have. Like you have an internal, I'm talking about just women
Yeah.
in general. You have an internal boundary in men of an expectation that you're not going to go beyond this base level. This is your base level. You want everything that's above it, and you're not going to accept anything below it. So what your red flag may be is not going to be what my red flag may be
Oh,
sometimes.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So I think I think you have expectations, but it's not the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes. Mhm.
Mm.
It's the petty things that I'm talking about. The petty expectations. And I really have,
Is it an expectation
but
you're
I
letting?
let them get away with so much shit because I'm like, I'm not gonna have expectations. No, I'm letting them get away with stuff.
True. You
They
got to
shouldn't
find a
have.
balance and a boundary for yourself within that. And I said, when you say, like, for me, when I say don't have expectations, it's so I'm not disappointed, I guess. Like
Hmm.
I don't want to be disappointed, so I don't have a but I don't want to lose my standards. It's such a fucking mind game.
That's all I know. And on top of that, my hormones are attacking me every day. So there you go. That's why me and Curbs know each other really well. I'm in deep thought, and the Curb just jumps out. My dad's still upset with me about the Chick-fil-A Curb. He
It is
really
what it is.
just can't understand. There was that one time that I backed into my own car with my car. I was in my newer vehicle and I backed into the older vehicle and I thought it was a trash can. So, I just kept going. So then I scraped all the way down the side
You're
of
the
it.
one of the people that they used to be a law that you retake your driver's test every couple years.
I would pay attention very well during the driver's test. So, no. I did. Somebody said that they cheat on their eye exam because your face is down to the thing. They were like, they tell you to close one eye. How do they know if I close one eye or not? And I'm like, duh.
Yeah, I did the eye doctor too. I'm also blind now.
I'm pretty blind.
Okay, cool. That was a full circle of a
So
lot of
Pepsi
things.
AC when I leave here. No expectations.
But keep your boundaries.
No expectations, but keep my boundaries. And figure out how you can be my matchmaker.
Yes.
What else do I need to do for homework?
You ain't gonna do any of it. So
I never took my test.
that was like
I
10
never took my
episodes ago.
personality test.
That's fine. That was our least viewership episode anyway, so it's fine.
See,
So,
nobody cares. The ones who put it in their dating profile, I think, are
yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Full round robin circle on that one, but it was
that's a
good.
real conversation between you and I.
Yeah, this is our normal. This is our everyday, so hopefully you can keep up. So, all right, guys. Thank you.
Is that
Bye.